Hey there, this is Marissa with Marissa Moments, and this is my podcast where I share my real life stories and their healing translations, just to serve as an additional divinity reminder. And don't forget to follow the message for today, the divine downloads, and all the other awesome stuff available on basically every social media outlet there is. Just look me up, Marissa Moments, and that's Marissa with one S because there is only one me. But that's enough of the commercial, right? Let's get into the actual story. So, about a gazillion years ago, I used to work at this college. I've worked at many colleges throughout my lifetimes, but this one in particular stands out because it was one of my first experiences in the sales industry. Yes, I know it sounds weird. College, sales, what in the world? How does it line up, right? Well, let me tell you. It was a for-profit school. And with for-profit schools, in case you don't know, oftentimes admissions offices are required to enroll a certain amount of students in order to keep their jobs. I mean, everybody knows it when you sign up for the gig, but the money's usually right and it's much higher than working at a grocery store. So you're willing to sell your soul just for a couple of extra zeros on a check. It is what it is, right? I didn't say it was going to be pretty. I'm just saying it's real. So anyway, I'm working this job for, I don't know how long. It was maybe a year, let's say. I'm just making it up. I don't really remember. It was a long time ago. Anyway, I didn't hit my numbers for a month. And then the next month, I didn't hit my numbers again. And they were like, yo, 1 strike, 2 strike. You know what happens on the 3rd strike. And I'm like, whatever. I'm doing what I can. How dare you? I can't control how many people sign up for school. And they're like, well, you did kind of sign on the dotted line saying that you could. So we're going to need you to put your money where your mouth is. Otherwise, you ain't going to have no money because we're going to fire your ass. And I was like, oh, shit, son. Right? So I turned that situation into what I felt to be a threat. Like, you're threatening me. You're threatening my livelihood. You're threatening my money. You're threatening my means to feed myself, to clothe myself, whatever else might be, right? So I used it and turned it around on its head. And it was like, this is my incentive to push forward. Not because this is what my job calls for, but because I'm doing it in spite of you. Just to show you, you will not get the last word on me. When I leave here, it's on my own terms, and that's that. Anyway, so, spoiler alert, I enrolled the proper amount of students. But at the same time, I was so pissed off. Like, how dare you have the audacity to hold me to my word, right? So at the same time, I'm using their computers and I'm searching for other jobs. I'm going on interviews. I'm just like biding my time at this point. And lo and behold, I end up getting a dream job. I mean, dream job. It was amazing. Anyway, so not only did I enroll the appropriate amount of students in order to retain my job at that place, I was able to, maybe 2 days later, turn in my resignation and let them know that I had landed my dream job so they could go suck it, right? Not only did I do that, but on my way out the door, I went on ahead and told a couple of people where they could put it too, right? It wasn't necessary, but I wasn't in a necessary type place or mindset. Very youthful, very spiteful. So when my manager came and told me that she had never met anyone so spiteful in her life, I actually took it as a compliment. I was like, yeah, feed me that negative energy. It is my life force. Why am I talking about all this? I know, let's flip it. In that moment, I made myself the victim. It might not have been perceived as being in a victim seat, but that's exactly what I was doing. Because I knew full and well what I had signed up for. But the fact that somebody had the audacity to hold me to my word made me feel some type of way. And I was ready. I was like seeing red. I was ready to spit blood. I was pissed. How dare you? Right? But instead, the healing translation part of it is understand what you sign yourself up for. You cannot pretend to be a victim if the circumstances and outcome are in direct correlation with the position you have put yourself in. Now, be mindful of how this relates to your life and how it resonates with you. It may not resonate at all. It may resonate on such a visceral level where you're just like, aha, oh my God, I didn't realize I was doing that. Either way is completely fine. But at the end of the day, the key component to this story is to understand where you're at in life, what you're doing, and not to mention the fact that I ended up meeting my numbers. So that meant that I had the capacity and ability to do it all along. However, I had to wait for myself to feel like I was in a victim state in order to actually do what I was supposed to do in the first place. So isn't it crazy? Like sometimes we just have to wait until our backs are completely against the wall to feel like we're forced into coming out swinging when we could have just walked peacefully from the gate. But I mean, it's always up to us. It is always up to us. Do you want to wait until you feel like your back is forced against the wall, or do you want to walk peacefully through that gate and own your power? The choice is yours. So, if this message resonates, then that means it's probably for you. And if not, that's cool too. Just keep it pushing. Either way, I thank you for listening, and I wish you the best day ever. Until next time, you know the vibes. Peace.